I didn't yell at her. I didn't threaten her. I didn't argue, not because I couldn't, but because I didn't need to. Every single morning, her dog crossed the fence and destroyed something I had built with my own hands, while she stood there smiling like it was a joke. And when everything was over, when she finally understood what she'd done, she never brought that dog near my side again. She also never laughed again. My name is Aarav, and this wasn't an accident. This was consequences. I live in a quiet neighborhood, the kind of place people assume is peaceful because nothing loud ever happens there. No shouting, no drama, just tidy houses, predictable routines, and neighbors who smile at each other without ever really knowing one another. It's the kind of environment where people mistake politeness for weakness, where entitlement hides behind casual behavior. My garden runs along the side fence of my house. It isn't decorative. It isn't there for show. It exists because I put effort into it. Every plant, every flower, every inch of soil reflects hours of work done after long days when I could have gone inside and collapsed on the couch instead. It's discipline. It's patience. It's control. That garden was mine, and then it started getting destroyed. At first, it was easy to ignore. Soil slightly disturbed. A plant leaning at an angle that felt wrong. A flower missing. I didn't jump to conclusions. I don't react emotionally to the first sign of trouble. I observe. I correct. I fix things. So I fixed it. I replanted what had been uprooted. I pressed the soil back down with my palms. I watered carefully, making sure everything was stable again. I told myself it was nothing. Maybe a stray dog. Maybe a coincidence. The next morning, it was worse. Not random. Not subtle. Destroyed. Soil flung everywhere. 2 plants ripped out completely. Leaves shredded like something had attacked them with force. This wasn't chance. This was repetition. That's when I stopped guessing and started watching. One morning, earlier than usual, I stood near the window with my coffee and waited. And that's when I saw it clearly for the first time. Her dog, large, heavy, strong, digging straight into the edge of my garden, along the fence like it belonged there, like it had permission. And behind it was her, phone pressed to her ear, laughing, relaxed, not watching the dog, not stopping it, just standing there while it destroyed my work. Something tightened in my chest, not explosive anger, something colder, sharper, the kind of feeling that tells you exactly where you stand in someone else's mind. I walked outside. I didn't storm out. I didn't slam the door. I kept my voice level, calm, controlled. Please keep your dog away from my plants, I said. It's damaging them. She didn't apologize. She smiled. Dogs do these things, she said, waving her hand dismissively, like I was an inconvenience. And then she laughed. That laugh wasn't innocent. It wasn't nervous or awkward. It was casual, dismissive. It said she didn't care what I lost. That laugh stayed with me. I walked away, not because I accepted it, but because I understood something important in that moment. She didn't respect me. She didn't see me as someone whose boundaries mattered, and she assumed I wouldn't do anything about it. The damage continued. Every morning, I stepped outside and saw new destruction. The fence didn't stop the dog. The clear boundary didn't matter. Her dog crossed it anyway, dug anyway, ruined everything anyway. And she stood there every time, scrolling on her phone or talking, unbothered, comfortable, entitled. That's when it clicked. She wasn't careless. She wasn't unaware. She was comfortable disrespecting me, comfortable assuming I'd tolerate it, comfortable laughing because she thought there would be no consequences. And once I realized that, the anger went quiet. I stopped speaking to her entirely. No reminders, no warnings, no discussions. Instead, I changed my routine. I started waking up earlier, much earlier, before the sun came up, before anyone else was awake, before she ever stepped outside with that dog. I watered my garden like I always did, but I focused on the fence line, long, slow, controlled. I didn't flood it. I didn't make it obvious. I just made sure the soil stayed heavy, soft, deceptive. I did it every morning, quietly, deliberately, relentlessly. A few days later, I heard it, a sharp yelp. I looked out the window. Her dog came charging toward my side like it always did. Except this time, the ground didn't support it. Its paws slid out from under it. Mud exploded outward. The dog scrambled, panicked, covered in thick brown mess from chest to tail. And her? Frozen. No phone, no smile, no laugh, just shock. She dragged the dog inside, leaving muddy paw prints smeared across her floor. I could hear water splashing, buckets being filled, angry muttering drifting through the open door. I didn't look away. I watched, then I closed the curtain and went on with my morning. The next day, I watered again. 2 days later, it happened again. Slip, mud, chaos. This time she was furious, slamming doors, scrubbing harder, swearing under her breath. The inconvenience was no longer funny. Still, she said nothing to me. By the third incident, something changed. She didn't bring the dog near my side anymore. No apology, no confrontation, no explanation, just avoidance. She learned. My garden healed. New growth appeared. Flowers returned. Order restored. And the part that mattered most? She never laughed again. We still see each other sometimes. She keeps her eyes forward now. The dog stays far from my fence. Her posture is tight, controlled, careful. I never raised my voice, never broke a rule, never touched her property. I let her experience the consequences of her arrogance. Because revenge doesn't have to be loud to be aggressive. Sometimes the most brutal revenge is letting someone fall into the mess they were too smug to prevent. She learned a lesson she couldn't laugh off, and I got my garden back. Silence, control, victory.